Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of I Bought a Watch. Today we're going to be having a look at this beautiful Cadisen. Now I'm going to have to apologise in advance that this is an absolute fingerprint magnet, so I will get some smudges on it. So apologies if I don't quite polish up all the smudges. I do have a polishing cloth at the ready here, and we'll try and catch the smudges as I see them, polishing it throughout the video to try and keep it looking as best as it does. Gotta say, this is a massive contrast to a last episode where I looked at that rectangular turtle, which had a bead blasted case finish. No fingerprints to worry about on that. If you do want to go check out that episode, I'll leave a link up here. Another thing I should probably mention before I get onto the review is I'm giving this watch away. So if you want to get in on a chance of winning this, you just have to go and leave a like and a comment on that subscriber giveaway video. I'll leave a link up here and in the description if you want to go check that out and win this watch. Okay, so let's get on to the review. Today we're going to be having a look at this Cadisen, reference number C-1032G. And you can go pick this one up from the Cadisen official store for £42.50. That is incredible for the set of specs you get here. Now, for an automatic watch, that is an incredible price. This watch, however, was kindly gifted to the channel by friend and subscriber, The Gent. So big thanks once again. I am giving this watch away in my 500 subscriber giveaway, but if you at any point want to go and pick one of these up for yourself, I have left an affiliate link to the Cadisen official store in the description. That just gives me a little cut at no extra cost to you guys and helps me buy more watches for future videos. Alright, let's get on to the review. Alright, so here is the watch itself. It is absolutely polished to every sense of the imagination. This is the most reflective, I dare say, blingy watch that I have in my collection, and gotta say, it does look something special when you walk under bright lights. Even in low lights, this thing is just sparkling like a disco ball. Okay, let's get on to some specifications. So the case diameter here, you have a 40mm diameter. You have a lug to lug of 47mm and a lug width of 20mm, which is good because if you're not such a big fan of the incredibly highly polished bracelet, you can always switch it out for a leather strap, which subdues the look of this watch just a little bit. I'll show you it on a leather strap later on in the review. The thickness here, it's fairly thick for a dress watch. It is 11mm, that's what my measurement is. And that's because it is, of course, an automatic. Now, let's have a look in on this dial. The first thing I notice are those beautiful faceted Dauphine hour and minute hands that really do catch the light and add, you know, extra sparkle, not like this watch needs it, to the face of this watch. Providing the backdrop to this handset is that gorgeous silver grey sunburst dial. Applied to this dial are chevroned baton style hour markers from the 1 to 11, with a Roman numeral 12 commanding the space at the 12 o'clock position. Printed on the dial is Cadisen below the 12 o'clock and automatic above the 6 o'clock, referencing that Seiko NH36 movement, which gives that second hand that beautiful gliding effect. This particular NH36 is fitted with a Japanese and English day of the week wheel, and you can of course switch between the two on the first crown position. Personally, I like to keep it on the Japanese setting as I think it gives the watch a cleaner look and adds a bit of interest and heritage of where this watch movement has come from. Framing that day-date complication is an applied polished date frame, matching the handset and hour markers. Moving out, you have a sapphire crystal that unfortunately has no anti-reflective coating. However, this watch is shiny as all hell, so a little bit of glare on that crystal isn't really going to deter any buyers, I think. You're not buying this watch for perfect visibility. Moving further out, we have a fixed polished bezel and quite an interesting layered case shape design. The lugs have this rather unique shape. Kind of reminds me of an old dresser or armchair. In my opinion, doesn't really necessarily go with the rest of the watch's styling, but at least there aren't any sharp edges. At the 3 o'clock position, we have a non-screw down crown, which of course features hand winding thanks to that Seiko NH36 movement, and it is signed with the Cadisen star logo. The bracelet here is a beautiful oyster inspired bracelet, I think you might be able to say. It's fairly unique in its construction. As you can see here, the mid links are connected or free moving at both attachments. So it means that this bracelet is actually incredibly flexible. It feels incredibly well made. There's no gaps that I've seemed to find along the bracelet. The only qualm I have with it is because it's polished. As you can see, it picks up not only fingerprints, but also all the scratches. Which is a shame because I do love this bracelet. It is incredibly flexible, doesn't pinch hairs, incredibly comfortable to wear. And if it's your look, it's definitely a plus. The end links are solid end links, as you can see, and do a good job of fitting in between those lugs. There's a little bit of wobble on this one. You can see a tiny, you might be able to slip a piece of paper down the side. This one fits a little better, less wobble. The bracelet itself has a little bit of flex in it, but nothing overly rattly, and just aids in the wearability of this piece. Moving around, there is minimal to no taper on this bracelet. I couldn't record any serious taper to that clasp. The butterfly clasp here is incredibly well done and features a nice bit of perlage decoration. Features a double button deployant, which is incredibly smooth to operate, and the butterfly clasp, unlike those butterfly clasps I recently reviewed from Felida, is nice and well machined, and there's no sticking points in this bracelet or clasp. The clasp also features the Cadisen logo printed and Cadisen etched into that buckle. You might be able to say there's a little bit of give, kind of a little bit of wobble here, but I haven't found that the clasp opens accidentally while on wrist. Moving on to the case back, we have a display case back which shows that Seiko NH36 movement. Printed around the case back is etched Cadisen automatic over there. Shows this does have the sapphire crystal, the reference number C-1032G, and this watch features 5 atmospheres water resistance. Now, I haven't gone and tested that. It's not a watch I would typically swim with. I guess it just gives you that extra peace of mind that if you're washing your hands, you can get this one wet or out in the rain, and you don't have to worry about it messing up the movement or getting kind of condensation on the inside of that sapphire. Oh, another positive that I forgot to mention is this does feature female end links. So that 47mm lug to lug is the actual lug to lug, and it means that this piece wears incredibly well on all wrists, no matter your wrist size, if you can take that 40mm diameter. Speaking of wearing it, let's get this one on the wrist. So there it is on my 7.5-inch wrist. As you can see, it wears fairly compact and definitely fits well. The crown does not stick out or dig into my wrist. That reminds me, something to mention is because this is a butterfly clasp, it does not include micro adjust or any half links, which is definitely a negative. That often means that people who buy this watch will have to make a decision between slightly too tight or slightly too loose, which I think is quite unfortunate because, as I've said earlier in the review, I think this bracelet is very good, but the things that let it down are the lack of micro adjust and the polished finish. Another possible negative is that the bracelet uses the push pin system, which, although is incredibly secure in my experience, it can be quite annoying to adjust, especially if you don't have the correct tools. All that being said, this is a watch, and you guys know how much I like changing out watch straps, so if I was to keep this watch, I would probably pop it on a leather strap, as that would eradicate the issues of the polished bracelet and lack of micro adjust. I have just the right leather strap in mind, so let's do a jump cut and pop it on. And here it is. As you can see, I think it looks pretty great on this. It really changes up the look and feel of this watch and gives it a far more classier look, kind of Orient Bambino-esque and very, very dressy, of course. And actually, it looks amazing considering this. You can pick this up for under £50. And I think this leather strap I picked up off Amazon for, I think it was like £12. I can't remember exactly, but you don't have to break the bank to get a really stunning looking dress watch. Let me just pop it on for you here. As you can see, it's picking up all the reflections from my studio lights, but Look at that. I mean, anywhere you're walking into wearing this, people aren't going to think that this watch in total cost you, what, 60 pounds? So I think if you're looking for a cheap dress automatic watch with some quality components, this is an amazing option. I mean, now I'm questioning why I'm giving this watch away, but I do need to thin the collection, and it is between this and that beautiful Casio. So like I mentioned, if you want to enter that giveaway, check the link in the video description and just go leave a like, comment, and be a subscriber on the giveaway video, and then you will be entered in a chance to win this on the 1st of November. So good luck to all those who enter. Now, let me just go over some of my final thoughts. Just look at this watch. This watch is gorgeous and an amazing execution in minimalist design. Now, I'm not sure if this is an original Cadisen design. This is a very popular watch on YouTube, and I've seen people debating back and forth what it is homaging, if it is homaging, but I feel like if there's this much debate that I'm going to have to give it to Cadisen. There's potential it is homaging some Grand Seiko references. Please let me know in the comments below if you do know which, if any, this watch is paying homage to. I mean, if it is, it's a pretty generic design. It's just that Cadisen have executed this so well with such good materials and movement choice. I just think it's a very well done watch. And dare I say it, if you're looking for a dress watch in your watch collection, this might just be a must-have. Now, I'm rather stumped here because usually I go into reasons not to buy this watch, but let me just weigh up some of the pros and try and find a few cons. Price-wise, this watch is incredible value for money, and if you like the design of this and, you know, want to spend about £50 on a watch, you can't, as far as I know, do better than this. If it's not paying homage, this is kind of original design. You got a Seiko NH36, which usually you're paying over £100 for if you want to buy one from Seiko. You got hand wind, you got hacking, you got day-date complication. It's useful. It's classy. If you're the type of person that can rock this, it can be worn in casual situations. It can be worn in formal situations. It's versatile. It's got a sapphire crystal. You're not going to scratch it. It's 316L stainless steel. It's got 50 meters water resistance, so you don't have to worry about it getting wet. You could technically maybe go swimming with it, although I wouldn't recommend it. You know, it's got a sign crown. If you do like the strap, this bracelet that it comes with is excellent. It's got solid end links that are female end links, so it doesn't protrude, so it can be worn by almost all wrists. In essence, it's a great watch. But yeah, no, I don't know, I've really been scratching my head trying to figure out reason not to buy this. I guess if you don't like the look and you don't like the polished bracelet, that's a thing. The only other thing, it doesn't have a screw down crown perhaps, but these are just so minute problems. Honestly, you know, I'm going to end the review here because I'm just going to end up keep going on about how good this watch is. So yeah, if you do like what you see, please remember to like and subscribe this video, and I'll see you again in the next episode. Bye!